tasty, tasty. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, guys. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Welcome to the stream. Reed did get first today. Congratulations, Reed. He sent a message at 6:43 p.m, so 2 hours ago nearly. Well, an hour and 20 minutes ago, with a wave. And they said just in case that was too early, he came back again at 7:11 p.m. So well done, Reed, for coming first, and well done, Reed, for having a great do on Friday night in London. I will talk about that in a bit, but yeah, I was worse for wear yesterday, let's put it that way. Rue, good afternoon, good sir, glad to see you here. Hubert the Mad says balls. Welcome. It's the next says hello everyone, and Super Hands here as well. Hands came first. They may well have done, but we'll see. Jehovah in Bed is here too. True Blaze as well. Thank you so much, Super Hands, for 26 months of subs. It says evening Jay and crew. I am still feeling Friday. Yeah. There may have been a little SPC mini meet on Friday in London for a few people, which is really good, really good. Pestilence is here as well. Says good evening, beautiful people. Yes, all of you viewers are beautiful people. Alan's here as well. Says hey, keyboard folk. I hope everyone had a nice Sunday. What up, people? How's it going? And is that a sub? Yes, it is.
Tasty,
Thank
tasty.
you so much for your subscription and lighting up the pink rocket ship as well. Bazooka's here as well, so is Shark. V-Rugdush as well. Captain Reese says good evening everyone. Basil the Might says greetings from the hotel lobby in Paphos. I'm enjoying an all-inclusive beer of unknown origin. Well, that sounds just delightful, and I'm very jealous because I could do with that right now. Numread Primus Venet? Maybe. Still trying to scan the QR code? Maybe. Oh, you got it to scan eventually. Okay. So I did make Reed a gift that had a QR code on it, and he was struggling to scan it in the restaurant, which was fine. I'm still so surprised you were hungover. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. CC. I don't know what that means, Rue. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much for it either way. Yeah, Super Hands, we need to light up the pink rocket ship for you as well, so that should light it up. There we go. Yes, so good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am still a little bit out of sorts. I'm maybe 90% today compared to where I would be normally. There was a mini kind of SPC event in London that was organised by Reed in chat, Captain Reed. Thank you very much for that, Reed. It was a very, very messy evening, a very good evening, but suffice it to say that I had my first hangover in 22 years on Saturday, and I was struggling all day. There was not much of the day where I didn't struggle. So much so that even in the evening, when we went out for a really nice meal, I only ate about 2/3 of what I would not even that, about 1/3 of what I'd normally eat, because I was feeling very fragile all day yesterday. Very fragile. And as someone who doesn't get hangovers the majority of the time, like I have not been hungover since I was maybe 22 years old. That was a rude awakening, and I don't want to experience that again. So yeah. But yeah, it was really, really good. Good evening all. Infiltration tags everyone. Jelly Master, it's 54 months of subs, dude. How on earth have you subbed for 54 months? That seems almost insane. Some dickhead turned 30. I'm not sure if I can say that word on the stream, but I did. No, it was just it was Captain Reed's birthday. We were all down in London for that event, and a couple of us decided to make it an extra day and do 2 days. But it was nice. Free Juice, thank you so much for 39 months of subs as well. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. There were many glasses of wine. There were many gin and tonics, and there were many cocktails. And yeah, Reed just posted a photo of me feeling very drunk and very sorry for myself in a cafe the next morning on the Saturday, and I'm just sat there with my head in my hands. Thanks for that, Reed. That just popped up in the corner of my screen. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, it was rough yesterday. It was rough, but relaxed by the pool, a little swim, some nice company, and a nice meal last night fixed me right up, and I've been fine today, so yeah, I'm all right. Maybe 90%. I may have been a little bit poorly on the Saturday morning before we got out of the hotel. I was sharing with a friend, and there was like I felt like I needed to be ill, so I made myself be ill very, very quickly before we left. But yeah, and that is the the first hangover, like I can usually handle a lot of alcohol without worries, but that is the first time I've had a hangover in 20 years. So thank you, Reed. You broke me. I'm blaming the heat. I need to blame something, so I'm blaming the heat. Yeah. It's one of those things. Right, let's catch up with PT news because I've been away for a few days, so time to update you guys on a lot of things. Our next shipment is at sea, and it should be arriving towards the back end of June. Unfortunately, shipments now do take about 6 to 8 weeks instead of 4 to 6 weeks because of all the issues with ports around the world and everything else that's going on with shipping. So we're expecting to receive it towards the back end of June. We'll have some more concrete dates and times on that as the ship gets closer, and we have more of an accurate forecast about what that's looking like. A tactical Chunder, absolutely was that, yeah. Mr. Kalane was like the Duracell bunny. He was, yes. I didn't think anyone would ever break me, Mr. Reed, but so everyone can be broken eventually. Everyone can get broken eventually. So yeah, so that's what's happening. There's a lot of group buys that we're going to talk about in a few minutes are ending soon. And a lot of group buys are starting soon as well. So tomorrow GMK Pandemonium starts and a few other things as well. SWG, Classic Rainbow, and all sorts of stuff is happening this week. So watch out for the announcements as well on there. I haven't set up a discount for today for stream. So if anyone has a discount they would like to request, in fact, I need to turn that off because I don't want anyone to use it. So if anyone has something they're thinking of buying and is holding off because they'd like a small discount, let me know in chat and I'll see if I can make that happen for you. So the little bot that I wrote a couple of weeks ago to automatically pick a discount and
tasty
post it on the website, the link to Shopify has broken, so I need to fix that, and I didn't realize until about 10 minutes before the stream, and I have not had a chance to fix it. So yeah, the rocket is not broken. The rocket does light up. Godzilla Waddle, there you go. 23 months of subs. Thank you very much for your sub. I thoroughly appreciate you. Infiltration says, I sent an email to update my Grass Valley orders. Tomorrow is the last day. Please check the email out tomorrow. Dude, like, we don't check emails on weekends because we're not at work. And as long as you email us before the end of a group buy, even if we don't process it until after the group buy is ended, the fact that you emailed us before is what supersedes everything. So please don't worry if you've sent an email. Even if I don't get to it tomorrow, even if I get to it on Tuesday or Wednesday, it will be fine. Don't worry about it. So tomorrow is an interesting day. I have an appointment at the far side of Yorkshire tomorrow morning, so I'm not in the workshop first thing. Mel will be. She'll be packing all of the orders from over the weekend, all of your in-stock orders and everything else. And I'll be in maybe around lunchtime-ish. It's probably going to be about 12-ish, 1-ish when I get to the workshop. So I'll be picking up from there. But I do have a lot to catch up on because, well, it seems like over the weekend because I was away. Normally when I'm at home, I will pick up 2 or 3 emails every few hours here and there and pick up 2 or 3 messages. Because I was away, I have done none of that and I have left it until tomorrow. So it might take me a little bit of time to get updated. We call that a tactical yoke. Yeah. Like the fluid was just sitting on top of my stomach and I just had to, yeah, it was better be too safe than sunny. But no, Mr. Kalane rescued me twice on Saturday. So when we sat down for breakfast, I thought just some dry toast, that's all I want. Some dry toast and coffee, that's all I want. And he force fed me eggs and bacon and sausage. Take that however you want. And it did rescue me. And then later on in the day, I was flagging a bit from the heat and we went to the pool and went swimming and he regretted I read the word regretted from Reed's post there. He rescued me there as well because it was just what I needed was the swim in the pool. So thank you to Mr. Kalane for that support. Is it still possible to press the YouTube button or does that not work anymore? No, I need to reset the YouTube streaming up because we were having issues with the stream dropping out a couple of months ago, which seems to be, touch wood, fixed now. I haven't turned that back on, but I will try and turn it on for next week. V Rugdish says, will we get to see your key set choices for that translucent brown TGR board tonight? I still like MT New 800 for it. No, tonight we're going to be looking at a customer's Cloudline build. I think we're going to do the TGR next week, purely because I didn't have a chance to plan the rest of the build after the stream last week. Work just kind of got in the way and I didn't get a chance to even sit down and think about switches or anything like that. So I think the TGR build is going to be next week. Is it still possible? Yeah, to YouTube, and we've talked about that. Discount on anything readers ever bought. Just you being impatient. Yeah, the bot's not broken. It just takes a second or two. Hi, Trojan. Thank you very much for being here. Last day of King of the Seas, right? Yeah, we'll talk about all of the group buys ending in a few minutes. Trop D2 is here as well. Good evening. I've just remembered to Wekt my Nafu. Nice super hands, congratulations. We don't have many of the Wekt Nafus left, so if you are wanting to get on them, I think they're almost sold out now. So I would advise you to order them sooner rather than later. You regretted your sweet breakfast? Yeah, like I have never been that bad in, like, the last time I remember being that bad from drinking, I was in college, so this would have been around 2003, 2004. That's the last time I remember being that bad. So I'm blaming the heat. I'm blaming the fact that the only calories I had were the meal right before we started drinking, and I'd not had anything else to eat all that day, and just poor timing. But hey, you know, at least I can own my my own variances. Average Joe's here as well, says good evening. He also upgraded my flat white. Yes, Mr. Collane, who's in chat, did drop some scrambled eggs into Super Hands' coffee. So there you go. Is it just me, or is there far more keycap group buys and keyboard group buys? I feel like a lack of potential buys so far this year. Whenever my mentor arrives, I won't have any outstanding keyboard orders ever. First time ever. Well, I think that means that's something you need to rectify, Mr. Bazooka, and maybe I'll show you something in a few minutes that would absolutely fit the bill for you when we start to do the big shill. If not, maybe something will be coming. We've actually said no to more projects this year than we have in any other year. So there's been a lot of projects people have come to us with, and we've looked at them and we've looked at what we think their viability is. And as the market is contracting, like, I'm being a lot more selective about what we run, because I don't want to be running stuff that I think might struggle to get to MOQ organically. So we have said no to a lot more things, but I think that the things that we have run have been of a much higher quality as a result of that. So yeah. Egg coffee.
Tasty,
yeah.
tasty.
Loopy Lupo, thank you so much for the subscription, dude. I thoroughly appreciate it, and thank you for lighting up the pink rocket ship. I think there's only like 180 snafus or something. Yeah, I think Super Hands asked me while we were in the bar, and I did dig out the number. I can't remember what it was. Maybe a few hundred. Yeah. I could have had acai bowl with the full English. Was so good. Nice. Your mum's fault for giving birth to in May, yes. Well, that's a great thing to blame. Yeah, I'm just going to blame the heat. My financial irresponsibility represented in forgotten direct debits for this many days. Well, glad to have you back, Loopy Lupo. Good job, bot. The bot's been here all the time. I don't know why it's only just posted, because it's been doing the switch, so yeah. Really looking forward to the Ophanim, and I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it Ophanim? Ophanim? I don't know. And the schema, yeah. So I do have. It's downstairs. I need to go get it. I do have an Ophanim prototype that I can show you guys and we'll unbox. But we will be building on stream. I'm not sure if I'm getting a schema or not, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully you've had a good weekend. I've had an excellent weekend. I have one of the best weekends in a long time. I've had lots of good food, good company, good drink. To the point that I was very poorly yesterday, but I'm all right now. Well, I'm 90% now. Today, like, I've actually been able to eat. My wife got home, and well, I got home to my wife this afternoon, and she had made me the biggest pot of chili you've ever seen. Like, the pan was almost overflowing, and chili's like one of my favorite foods. So she cooked all that up with some rice and stuff, and I scarpered the lot down. Like, yeah, I could have had like a double portion of that. Like, I had something I probably only had like 300 or 400 calories yesterday, so it was absolutely needed. I keep going to pronounce it like Oppenheimer, even though I know that's wrong. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if it's Ophanim or Ophanim, but we're gonna go with Ophanim for now, I guess. Although I might change that up until I know for certain what the correct one is. Is your Ophanim pink by any chance? It's not, no, but I will go and grab it after we've started to take a look at the customer build. I don't think we'll finish the customer build today, because I have to set off for a long drive early in the morning. I am hard limiting myself to a 10 PM finish today, so the stream will only be 2 hours at maximum. That's where we're going to be today, because I need to get home, have a shower, sleep, and then get up and get ready in the morning to go for a long drive. So I am limiting myself for the stream. We'll try and get as far through the customer's Cloudline as we can, and then maybe for the last 15 minutes of the stream I'll go grab the Ophanim and we'll take a look at it, and I think that's how we'll play the stream today. I did mean to bring it up and I've completely forgotten it. I've got loads of boards that are ready waiting rebuilds at the side of me. So I've got the Vela 60 here, which I want to rebuild with some new switches and a new plate. and I've got a matrix board that I want to rebuild as well. And there's some other things like on my little bench here that I want to rebuild. But I've been using the Cray 65 for the past few days because it's just so nice. It's just so nice. Jay will bin the Cloudline if it's not built by the end of stream. It's not mine to bin. It's not my Cloudline to bin, so I will not be binning it. Sadly, yeah. Now taking bets on how many mins over 10 PM Jay runs over. No, I do need to be good. I do need to be good today. And plus, I'm still a little bit fragile. Let's be honest. So, yeah, I need to be. I think I got overly chatty on Friday night as well. So if I overshared with anyone, I do apologise. CF plate in the Villa, it sounds so good. Yeah, this one has the aluminium plate in it, which I really like. And I do like these dew hooks, but I want something a little bit quieter for when I'm gaming. So yeah. Kids are back at school tomorrow after a week off. Nice. Gives you some time back to yourself. It would be very unlike any of my friends to overshare. I'm sure. I think the thing is, I was saying this to someone else earlier on today. When I drink, I just assume that everyone knows what I know. And if someone asks me about something about me, I just tell them, and like conversationally, because I think, oh well, it's really obvious. I don't hide any of this. I'm very open, and I'm an open book. So I just assume that they already know. So I talk as if they know my deepest, darkest secrets, feelings, endeavors, and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, life is better that way. Yeah, it is one of those things. You have the SWK peonies in yours at the moment on Alu, and it's a perfect sound level for me for gaming. Yeah, I want to try the Black Knights in it because I really like the Black Knight switches just from a feel perspective. But I do want to buy the new 007 game that Trojan mentions that he's been playing, First Light, which means that I don't want to use the Craze for that. I want to use something a little bit different, so I'm going to use the Vela for it, and that means I need to rebuild it. So yeah. Do you have any Windbreaker stock coming? Windbreaker is in stock on the website. The key set is available in stock. You can see it on my board in the corner just over here. GVC MC, thank you so much for subscribing for 24 months. That's 2 years. It says, love how you made Sunday 8 PM be the coffee time meets keyboards. Really enjoyed the streams. Thank you for all the time put in. You are welcome, dude. You are welcome. But yeah, GMK Windbreaker is in stock on the website right now. You can pick that up. That's absolutely something you can do. Unless it's sold out over the weekend, because I haven't looked at stock over the weekend. So unless it's sold out, but I'd be very surprised if it did, because we bought a lot of stuff. Jay, it's really good. Completed it this weekend and definitely want a sequel. 007 Second Light when. Nice. I've been playing a lot of Forza Horizon. Like I love video games, but I do not find the time to play them. But I've managed to put 24 hours into Forza since it launched. So once I've got that to a level where I'm happy with it, I haven't quite finished getting all the wristband events done. I haven't unlocked all of the houses and things yet. So there's not. I don't want to be like 100% completionist in the game, but I do want to finish a few more things up on that. And then I'll be moving on to Dying Light. Oz is here as well. Good day, mate. Long time no see. Welcome to the stream, dude. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, right, let's get the whole shilling stuff out of the way. Where is my browser? I've lost my browser. There it is. So let me share my browser with you. Let's do the whole shilling thing. So group buys that I need to talk about, because there are some that are ending soon. The Slate Zero has been extended, but it finishes at the end of today. So you might want to pick one of these up. This is a 0-degree typing angle keyboard, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's got this, let me see if I can find a good picture that shows it off. But it has got this amazing dip recess that you can just see here, that the keys settle into, and then you can also buy a riser to give it an angle as well. It is a very, very cool keyboard, and I adore it. You can see here, look, just how this dip goes in for the HH keyboard blocker, and it comes around up here. Super nice, super detailed. Might be something you want to pick up. The S46 is closed. I'm not sure why that's there, but the Grit Your Hair ends in a week as well. This is one of the prettiest keyboards we've done in a long time. The subtle curves on the side of this and this colorway just looks so good, but there isn't a bad colorway, and there's not a bad angle to look at this keyboard from. Like every single angle, it is absolutely beautiful. Reminds me a lot of JJW stuff, but it is, Gritworks have knocked it out of the park with that one. Really cool. What else do I need to show you? June 60 has been extended again. We've got another 10 days. This is a keyboard collector's dream keyboard. This is everything about vintage keyboard collectors, people who've been in the hobby for a long time. This is designed for you people. So this is designed for people like me who absolutely adore old school 60s and, you know, design aesthetics from the last 15 years of custom keyboards. It is absolutely beautiful and might be something you want to pick up, but it has been extended, so you can feel free to pick that up at your leisure. GMK's CYL King of the Seas, it does end in 2 hours, so roughly at midnight it's supposed to end, but realistically it's going to be tomorrow morning, so even if the timer goes out, you can still pick it up until tomorrow morning. It's barely scraping MOQ right now, so please help it out if you can. Same goes for Greg. It tells you it's closed. It's not really. It'll close tomorrow morning. You can still add it to cart and pick up Greg if you want to. It will be theoretically closed when we start work tomorrow, when Sharon starts to work tomorrow. Same for DCS Grass Valley. That's got just over 2 days left on it, so just over a day left on it, so this will end probably first thing on Tuesday morning when we get into the workshop. Again, absolutely beautiful key set, and it's hit like 2 of the price drops, so if you do buy it, there will be some rebates on that one as well. The details are in the post. Gonzalez has got 4 days left on it. If you like purple and black, you might want to pick that up. And then of course there's all of the other stuff that's going on the website as well. Tons and tons of group buys. Some of the newest stuff that I want to call out, the RF Atex. If you are into Topra stuff, this might be the keyboard for you. It's a really short group buy. There's only 8 days left on it, but this comes in some amazing colors and amazing choices. You want a Gulf livery keyboard, you can have it with a PC top in whatever color you want, orange, an orange base as well, which is probably the config I'm going to go for. Or you can have it with a Robin's Egg blue base, or you can have it with a silver base, or you can have anodized aluminium top cases. It comes in wing key and wing keyless, and it's Topra. What's not to love? There is some really, really nice images, I think. They might not be on this listing actually, but there is some really nice images of this board out in the wild now. They've been all over Instagram as people have got hold of it and started to do build streams and things. And it is just absolutely beautiful. Look at all these cool colors it comes in. It's just really, really cool. And it just looks stunning. So if you have an old Real Force you want to gut and put into a new aluminium housing, this might be for you. If you want to build a Dynacat board, or you want to get your teeth stuck into EC, this might be the entry point for you. And then finally, the number 260 keycle is back in group buy as well. So there's only 5 color options for this: navy and silver, silver and red, white and teal, black and brass, or the new stone colorway, which is absolutely lovely. And that comes with a stainless steel base, so it's a little bit more expensive. But yeah, the new keycles are now available for group buy orders as well. Just talking about pre-orders as well, there's a few things on here that I want to talk about. The Oblique R2, these are all limited, so as soon as these are gone, that's it. There are no more Obliques after this. All of the ones that are in stock right now in this pre-order, that's all we have allocation for. They've already been QC'd, they're on their way to us, and they shouldn't be too long. They should be here in a few weeks. So that's it. As soon as you pick your choices from here, there's no orange ones left. There's only black on black patina, grey and red patina, grey and blue patina, and the light green and silver PVD, which is probably my choice. The light green is stunning. So yeah, maybe you want to pick one of those up before they finish. The other thing as well I want to call out is I think GMK High-Vis R2 is about to ship to us from what GMK have said, so that might be something that goes off pre-order very soon, and there's a few others on here that'll be going in stock. And of course, when they go in stock, the price goes up, so if you want to get in on the pre-order price, order soon before they arrive with us. And then just in terms of stock drops, we've dropped a few things in stock this week. We've dropped the Gorp desk mats in stock. There's 2 variants of that, and there's also smooth and rough versions as well if you prefer the more textured desk mat like the one I've got on my desk at the minute. And we've also put in stock the Orenji desk mats, which have almost sold out. I think the this Circles one is almost gone, and the Gradient is beautiful as well. So maybe you want to pick those up. And I think that's it. The only other thing I wanted to call out is we have a ton of stuff on the coming soon pages, because Meteor Dreams, Pandemonium, the Craze 65, SA Ocean Spirit, DCS Dolch, SWG Rainbow Alert are all coming, and of course SWG Midnight Rainbow R2 is only about a month away as well now. So yeah, there you go. Right, okay, I've done the shilling. Let's catch it with chat. Where did we get to? Chat's moved on a long way. Elden Ring sucked my soul. I can't stop playing. Do you know, I've never got into Elden Ring, but I feel like it would be a danger hole for me that I could fall into. Question on the Float 65. Would you happen to know whether the plate files have been released or will be released? Shiny Trash Can, I don't know if they have been released or if they will be released. That's probably a question for the designer. So, yeah. Late to the stream, but how is the move going? It's not going. So the house move didn't happen. Unfortunately, the sale of our house fell through. The people who were going to buy our house didn't. And then we've had 4 other people come make offers on the house, and then it's fallen through. So at the minute, it's not happening, but we're hopeful that it will happen at some point. So yeah, we are tempted to just rent the house out at the minute rather than sell it and see if that works. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Lots of stuff still to happen on that. There's a million things happening, and then we're also looking at new retail spaces for PT, and then the business will move as well. So yeah, which we're making a decision on this week now. I'll probably be signing contracts in the next few days depending on what decision I make, so we'll see how that goes. Is Juno going to have ISO plates? I believe so. So I think the solder PCB for the Juno offers ISO support, and I believe either the plate files will be open or the plate files will be modified to have ISO on there. It's probably a question for the designer specifically, but yeah, it is beautiful. Juno 60 kind of gives me the same vibes as Plywood Spider TKL in terms of the design and being more classic looking and feeling. Yeah, I mean, it's inspired by a lot of the early boards in the hobby. You know, you go back to the OTBs and TGRs of past, and you can see a lot of the design inspirations there from it. Just in time for the shilling. Thanks, David. I hope you're doing well, dude. It's wild that King of the Seas hasn't creamed MOQ. The market does what the market wants. Do you have build service for this? Oz, we will build any keyboard, yeah. So we can do build services. It costs 50 quid, and I will build your keyboard from end to end. It doesn't have to be a kit you bought from us. It can be anything that you want building. All you need to do to arrange it is just drop me an email, and we can go over the details and go from there. I prefer the pink variant, but that performed poorly, so it was canned early on. True, it did. It did.
Tasty,
thank you so much for subscribing. 28 months in a row. That's crazy. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for your time on the weekend and some good conversations. Must check out if there is any Cherry Love left. I thought that was a banging set. Yes, Cherry Love is in stock and you can pick it up. Oh, we were going to talk about other things in stock. If we go to in-stock keycaps and then GMK, I think someone mentioned Windbreaker, and I'm pretty sure, yes, Windbreaker is in stock. We have the base and the numpad in stock. Sadly, no international kit, unfortunately, anymore, or novelties, but we do have the base and the numpad in stock ready to ship. So if you order that today, it'll ship out tomorrow. And we also do have Cherry Love as well. It is right there. We have all of the kits apart from the alt alphas left remaining for Cherry Love, but it is a really nice set. So yeah. Okay. Good to miss out on the orange oblique. Yeah, they went so fast. They went so fast. A lot of the obliques down to the last units. Like once they sold, that'll be it. They're gone. So there's not many left now. Do you think there will be the oblique replacement screws in there? We do have some oblique replacement screws. If anyone needs them, all you need to do is drop me an email and we'll pop them in your next order. Simple as that. Remembered what that Tiger S map reminds me of. It's an older floppy processor map. Yeah, floppy processor did some great mats in the day. I don't know if he's still around, but they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool. Forza Horizon 6 is very good on the PC. Yeah, I agree. This is Dalton's Jay. What's the preliminary verdict on Forza? It's a great arcade game. I love the setting in Japan. I'm massively into Japanese car culture and vehicles, so it's right up my street. The map is massive, and they've done a great job of making all of the different zones feel good. I think there's still some issues with it, like at the higher difficulty levels it's unplayable, and same if you go to like the S and the R classes, they're so twitch they're unplayable, or at least for me. But I'm not an amazing video game player, so I don't have that much skill level when it comes to driving games, but I do enjoy them. Other than that, I think everything's fun. I think it needs more on the road drifting races, but I suspect that they've held that back for DLC, so we'll see. But the mountain roads are amazing, and all of the forestry stuff, it's just really cool. I'm a big fan of it. I've really enjoyed it. A bit annoying though that it's a single player game. You cannot pick your own license plate. In Forza, you can absolutely choose your own license plate. I've customized mine. It says JPT, which is really close to my real one. Alvis says, good evening, amigos. Looking forward to seeing many of you next weekend in Bristol. Yes, I should be there as far as I know. We'll see. I'm planning on being there, but it's going to be a really long day because I'm having to drive down and back in the same day. If anyone wants to tag along for a convoy, I could do with a hand to set up and things, because unfortunately the team can't make it. But yeah, that's the plan, is for me to drive down on the morning and then back in the evening. Tried a couple of cheeky license plates and then computer said no. Oh, cheeky, maybe. Yeah, okay. Maybe that might be it. Any news about the MW endpoint group buy? I heard it was supposed to be shipped to vendors in mid-May. By the way, I'm new to keyboards and stuff, but your community looks like a lovely place. Well, thanks for saying that about the community. I agree. Our community is a great place. All of our updates are on the website, so you can go to the website at any time. And if you click on, on any page, all you need to do is come up to information and click on group buy updates. And then if you want updates about keyboards, they're here. Dream key sets, they're here. Mist key sets, they're there. All you need to do is click on that, and then you can find your key set in here. Let's say you wanted KKB Nishirin, and you can see it's in our next container due to arrive to PT HQ in early May, and it's expected to ship to in early July. Expected to ship out in Q2. All the information you need is that. As things get further and further through, you will see like Unmanned Playground has a load of comments on it because that's how things happened. And same if you go to the GMK set ones, you'll see updates on there as well. I'm picking on the closed ones because it just shows you that we have like a tracker for it and everything that happens. And if it's something a little bit more complex, there'll often be a checklist on there as well. I'm trying to find one that has checklists on it just to prove that we do it. There we go. So you can see here for Cherry Love, whilst the keycap group buy is completed, we don't have Deathmatch yet, but as soon as the Deathmatch arrive, they'll all be shipped. And yeah, so you can track everything you want to on our updates for all of our group buys. Nice and easy. So there you go. That's how you can track all of that. Anyone from Birmingham want to ride? Let me know. Nice. We have a ride chat channel in the SW Meet server if you want to check it in there. Nice. Mikey Digital, hey man, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. What's the discount code for the day? Alan, it really depends. Like I built a bot to pick from a list of potential discount codes and post it onto the stream every week when I go live. It's supposed to do it as I go live in the background. So whilst we're on the starting screen, this is all supposed to be happening in the background. Unfortunately, the API link to Shopify has broken over the weekend or at some point last week, and I hadn't realized until about 10 minutes before the stream started. So I haven't had a chance to fix it. So if there is anything in stock that anyone is considering, all you need to do is tell me in chat and say, Jay, I would like to buy this. Is there a chance you can offer a discount on it? And I will see what I can do. Can't guarantee, but if I can, I will. So that's what we're going to do this week. Maria, thank you so much for 12 months of subs as well. Just broke my audio drivers, so Jay sounds like a robot. But hello, everyone. I sound like a robot because I've got a sore throat because I did nothing but talk to people all day on Friday night and Saturday, and I was a broken man yesterday. I was very broken, but I'm doing okay today, which is good. Which is really good. And I caught the sun a little bit because I was out in the sun, so I have caught the sun a little bit, but not like in a Bernie way, more just in a nice way. So yeah, love to come to Bristol. I'm back in London next weekend. Oh, nice. Next weekend, yeah. So next weekend, I think I'll be driving past just to go to Bristol. But yeah, I'll be driving down to Bristol on the Saturday morning. Aim is to get there about an hour before the meetup starts, and then I'll be leaving pretty much as the meetup closes to drive back because I need to be home on that evening, which is going to be a long day because I think it's going to be about 6 hours drive each way. So yeah, it's going to be a really long day. It's going to be like a 15-hour day and 6 6-hour chunks of driving. It's going to be a tough day, but we'll be all right. Plenty of car snacks, and you know, if I have to, I'll Red Bull and whatever to get me over the line. We can do it. It just one of those things. Like it busy weekend this weekend, then that next weekend, and then I'm away the weekend after as well. So me and my wife are away the weekend after. So it's just like constant busyness at the minute. We're just not stopping. Right, okay, so I think we've talked about everything from PT news perspective. This week is mainly going to be us catching up on the weekend orders, and I think there's a couple of things coming from GMK. I know there's at least one shipment that's on its way from GMK right now, maybe a couple, so we'll get those packed and shipped this week too. And other than that, it's just prepping now for the shipment to arrive, and then me figuring out what we're doing from a commercial perspective with the spaces. So I do need to sign a new contract wherever we're going to move to. I need to figure that out this week. I should, by this time next week on stream, have the answers to when we're moving, where we're moving to, and which unit's going to be into. Fingers crossed. So we'll see. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff to go on over the next couple of weeks for that. And then once we do know what's happening with that, I then need to tell the landlord we're leaving this building, which I haven't even started to broach that conversation yet, but that's going to be a difficult one, because there'll be some contract clauses to break the contract, I'm sure. So we'll work through that, and then we'll figure out what the timeline looks like for a move. But it's exciting. And also there is some updates coming to the website. I was actually talking to Mr. Blackbrook about this, one of our mods, this morning before we got on the train home. There is some changes that I'm going to be making to the website to just try and make it a little bit more clear about what a group buy is, what a pre-order is. So watch out for those changes too. Can any other park tenants sublet? Maybe. The company next door to us, they install solar panels, and they are potentially interested, if the numbers are right, to take over this unit, because this unit is bigger than their unit. So yeah, we'll see. PT Grand reopening, depending on where we move to. And it really depends on which commercial space we pick up. If we pick something that's not as nice as this but is significantly cheaper, we probably will stop keyboards and coffee mornings, and we won't be able to do open days. But what we will be able to do is we'll be able to funnel the cash that we just spent on those into UK-wide meetups, which we want to do anyway. So we, rather than do that, we'll do that kind of thing. If we move into, because there's a few different types of commercial space we're looking for in the area that me and my wife are wanting to move to. Some are very much industrial spaces, a little bit similar to what PT's in now, but older and not really customer facing, kind of great type things, but fine for storage and packing orders and stuff, which is what we need. And then some of the other places we're looking at are more commercial lets on high streets, where it would be office space based stuff, which would mean we would have less of a workshop kind of vibe but more of an office kind of vibe, and there might be opportunities for us to actually have a proper coffee shop as part of that, rather than just having a drop-in centre. So we would be a little bit more remote than we are now, but there would be actually a full-on coffee shop that would be serving coffee all day every day to normal customers, as well as then offering the keyboard stuff on the side. So there's a million kind of ideas floating around in my head right now, and a lot of it's time and money and effort and expenditure, and an expenditure in terms of, effort as well as capital. So I'm not quite sure where we're going to end up yet, but I need to start making those decisions this week, which I think I said last week, and I'm still making those decisions. So yeah, we'll see how it ends up, but there's lots to go on and lots to happen, but it'll be fine. It's all good fun. Right, let's take a look at this customer build then today, because we are building a customer's Cloudline today. I'll just move the craze out of the way. So, in terms of keycaps, this customer's posted this all the way from Switzerland as well. We have, can anyone name the keycap set actually? Can anyone name what the keycap set is? I'll give you a clue. It's a G&K keycap set, and it does have some blue accents. This is a fun little blue accents. I might give you a hint. It does have some of these lovely blue accent colours. See if anyone can name the keycap set. Those are the keycaps that the customer's going for. And they didn't actually tell me what layout they wanted, but I can see from this that we've got a 6.25U spacebar, we've got an ANSI enter, full backspace, and a full caps lock and full left and right shift. So I think I know how they want it building. It is GMK Coral. Well done, guys. Well done. It is GMK Coral. So that's the keycaps. I do have the customer's email somewhere, which tells me what the switches are, because I've forgotten what they are. He says, so these are KeyGeek Cera switches, C-E-R-A, and this is what we'll be building the board with. I'm not sure if these are modified or not. The customer hasn't actually said in their email, but they're super, super smooth. So KeyGeek Cera switches. Just super nice. Yeah, well done guys for getting Coral. I thought that was a little bit harder than it was maybe. We're also going to be building it with Knight V3 stabilizers, which aren't quite as nice as the V4s, but they're still really solid. And then here is the customer's keyboard itself. I haven't actually seen the keyboard, this is the first time opening it. So all of the usual paraphernalia up here. So, interestingly, there are a couple of plates in here, and the customer hasn't said which plate they want us to use. We have the trusty JJW mat. We have, this feels like a polypropylene plate, PP plate. Yeah, that's PP plate. Very flexible. I'm gonna guess if it's going with the coral, the customer might have the serene colorway, but I haven't looked to see. And of course, there is the aluminium plate. I might actually just. I thought the customer had said how they wanted this building, but I'm just going to double check. I don't want to build this with the wrong plate. I'm going to just email them quickly. Okay, I've dropped them an email just to check. 7U plates, probably not that. You are right. The aluminium is 7U. Yes. Okay. So yes, it can't be that plate. It's going to have to be the PP one. I will now go back to them. Good spot. Whoever spotted that, Tropley2 spotted that a mile off. Wait, is this one? Hold on. Let's where the stabilizers are. Are they both 7U? I think both of these plates are 7U. So maybe we're going to have to build it 7U for the customer and just get them to put their own keycaps on. I feel like that's 7U as well. Yeah, so both plates are only 7U plates. So we can only build this in 7U layout. Yes. Right, email sent. Maybe they just put the wrong space bar in. Well, they've actually put the whole bottom row in wrong, because I was looking at this before, because I did wonder, because very few people who asked for a build set want the 6.25U space bar, but they also put the 1.25U alt keys in and things. So I did double check that, because obviously I hadn't checked the plates, but this is just one of the things that happens when you build a custom keyboard. So yeah, they put the 1.25U keys in instead of 1.5Us. So it would be the bottom row that they would have to apply their own keycaps in. Yeah, I mean, I had forgotten that whether it did or didn't support 6.25U, and the customer may have just assumed that that's what they wanted. But yeah, I mean, if push came to shove and the PCB supports it, we could absolutely mangle the plates to get it to fit. But we will wait for the customer to see what they want to do. Maybe we don't get as far as doing the build today, which is sad. But if that's the case, while we're waiting for the customer, I can go grab the opening and we can take a look at that. So I'll do that in a moment. But as well as this, we've got the plates there that the customer needs to pick from, and then of course we have all of the internal parts as well. So that's including the LED light bar and everything else. There is the PCB, which only supports 7U. You are absolutely correct. There is only a 7U spacebar option on that PCB. So we need to wait for the customer to come back before we can complete the build. So maybe we don't get a build today. But let's take a look and see what colorway they pick. Okay, so here is the board. It is the WinKey version in the beautiful serene blue. Still got the plastic covers on everything that I will not take off until we finish the build. What a beautiful color! This you know, this is one of my favorite boards of all time. Is the Cloudline, because it's just so beautiful and it's so well designed and it's just so nice. Look at that curve there; it's just so good. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, and the customer has the front. Let's see what they've said. LU plate, key geek Sarah switches, not modified anyway. Cool. So we can do the build, and we're going to go for the 7U bottom row. Excellent. We just need to, for the sound test, I'll put some of our own keycaps on just for the bottom row, and then the customer can change it over. So yeah, absolutely beautiful colour. Look at this beautiful colour. So nice. I how that blue changes in the light. Super, super nice. Super, super pretty. Right, okay, so that is the keyboard. I'm just going to fold that and cover it up a little bit. And we can build it with the aluminium plate, as the customer has requested it. So here is the plate we'll be using today. Aluminium, and it's got the original Cloudline logo just here as well. Super pretty, super nice. Is that a chip? Oh, the anodization hook mark, weirdly, is in one of the switches. That's an anodization hook mark there. How bizarre. It'll be hidden by the switches though. Blue is nice. Yeah, push and alert would look good on that. Push and alert would look amazing on this, actually. Yes, you are absolutely right. Push and alert is one of the nicest sets in Free Fire at the moment, I think. In fact, there's so many good sets lately. Here is the PCB. Again, also would match push and alert really, really well. Let's get our stabilizers lubricated up and ready to install. Push and alert, make it put on mine for a bit to switch it up from Evil Eye. Evil Eye looks good on your board, to be fair, Reed. It does look very, very good. It was a great choice. Whoever convinced you to buy that, they did a cracking job. Okay. Just going to get the screws ready. The stabilizers to install them, and then we've got our stabilizers ready. I'm going to grab my lube pen. And I can tell from the rest of the keycaps included that the customer wants full backspace, so I'm just going to start to assemble this. Solid person recommended that. That person was not very solid yesterday. They were quite what's the opposite of solid? Gaseous? No, I wasn't gaseous yesterday, but I was not good yesterday. And then we've got ANSI enter. And then we've got full left shift. I'll zoom in a second as well, just so you guys can see a little bit better. And we have full right shift. Gelatinous. Maybe. I'm not sure that's how I felt either, but we'll take it. And then we have our 7U spacebar as well. Here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wires. Nice. I still need to get around to building mine. Your Cloudline? Really? I need to see pictures of your build. You probably have more unbuilt boards than me at this point, Jelly. I'm just going to give these a nice light lubrication. This is the chord progression from Rick Astley. Wait, what was the last music track? I will take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Shall I can put that song back on actually if you want me to. It's called Eastern Sunrise by Harris Heller. Eastern Sunrise. You're no strangers to love. Wait, what? Sing along. No one wants to hear me sing, especially with a raspy voice. Okay, one stabilizer done. And I'm glad we've got more loop pens coming because this one's just about finished. If anyone does want a discount code for anything in stock that they think of picking up, now is the time to let me know in chat. Piano bar didn't work out. They replied on Wednesday to an email chain they had with me. Ah, that sucks, dude. It was still a really, really good night either way. We had a fantastic time. We met someone called AJ, did we? Much of that night is a blur. Oh, the bartender. Okay, I didn't realise that was his name, but yes, I do remember. Yeah, he was a good guy. Gotcha. Yeah, I did not realise he was. Especially when I broke that glass. Yeah, he was a good guy when I broke the glass by mistake. That was an unintended consequence of the night. But such is life. I've only been moving the wires on some of these and I need to go back and do the stems. Haven't had much luck using stabilizers so far, so it always surprised me how little lube you use on stream. It's only be the Neo one so far, they're particularly tricky. I think all stabilizers need lubricating slightly differently, and when you've used night stabilizers for so long, you kind of just get used to what they need. But BDZ is a bit like a cheat code, so you only really need to coat everything with it. You don't need to put like tons on. When you're looking at something like 205 grade 0, you tend to need to put a little bit more lubricant on. But it really depends on the stabilizer and what sort of sound profile you're going for as well. Like if you want to go for the clackier sound, you don't need to put as much lube on, but if you want to go for a thockier sound, the more creamy sound, a little bit more lube. And it's not a massive difference, but you're not like trying to gum the works up or anything or put enough in there that it makes things a bit sticky. You're just trying to make things flow and move smoothly. That's what you're trying to do. But it's just practice. And quite often, even when I built a keyboard on stream, I'll go back and tune the stabilizers over like the next 2-3 weeks anyway until I'm happy with them. There's only so much you can do when you are live on Twitch. I don't have any clip-in stabs at the minute yet, Reed, no, but we are working on getting some in. So the new night clip-in stabilizers should be releasing later on this year, and we will have those in stock for sure when they go live. Days when TXAP clip-ins were all the rage. Yeah, I never liked the AP switches. The tolerances on them were too tight, so they didn't always work in a lot of builds, or at least not the way I wanted to use them. bit. And I'm just going to install an O-ring onto each screw as we put them in place. Hold the screw in position. And remember, when you are installing screws for stabilizers, you only want to go tight enough to hold the stabilizer in place. So just go finger tight and then a quarter turn more. You don't want to go any more than that. You don't want to over tighten them to the board. You don't want to try and... I've seen people tighten these screws so much they crack the PCB in places. So you just need to be really careful. You're not trying to crush the PCB, you're just trying to hold it in place. Wash it, I did mean wash it, yes, not O-ring, yes, you're right. This is just our right shift stabilizer going in now, and we'll do the left shift, ANSI enter and backspace. Such a masculine watch. It's bright orange, it's not masculine. You should have chosen a quieter hotel. I think you have the more comfortable choice based on the hotel we were in the other night, dude. I think you should be happy where you are. You're not bad at choosing hotels. We are doing a stream sale for whatever people request during the stream, Nana. So if there's anything in stock that you would like a discount on, you can ask in chat. If I can give you a discount on it, I will do. Unfortunately, the bot I wrote to pick a discount each week has broken whilst I've been away for the past few days, and I have not had a chance to fix it yet. So I need to regenerate some API keys and retest that before the stream next week. We all had a bed, the hotel was fine. Absolutely he did. I slept very well Friday night. And less so Saturday night. But I still slept, that was the main thing. We actually managed to get a fan for the second night, which was good. The thing I want isn't in stock. Yeah, I can only do discounts on in-stock products. I can't do discounts on pre-orders or group buy because they're already technically discounted from the final retail price. So discounts that we do on stream will only ever be on in-stock products. And there we go. That is the stabilizers all installed, nice and flush against the PCB. And looking rather good. Next job is to grab our plate and start to install some switches. The fans had run out by 4 on Friday. Yeah, luckily they had some in the next night, which was good. And we absolutely relished that because I was sharing a room with Mr. Blackbrick and it was much better with the fan. These are KeyGeek Acera switches. I have no idea where they're from. The person we're building the board for just sent these with the keyboard. They are KeyGeek Acera switches. And they're kind of this lovely pale blue. I don't know if the blue comes across on camera, but they are like a pale blue. Many bent pins on them though, I'm noticing so far. I'll start checking them all before I put them in. Make sure we've got bent pins. Make sure we're not putting bent pins in. Stop using the plate fork now. Just want to make sure these are going in. Okay. I think these are going to take a little bit of finessing to solder them close to the PCB. They want to sit just lifted off the PCB, so we'll probably have to give these a little bit of a push as we're soldering down. Yes, these feel linear to me. Earplugs saved you. Do you know I did bring earplugs, but both nights I forgot to use them. Luckily, Mr. Blackbrook does not snore. Is that a rare hatless Jay? Yeah, no hat today. I don't always wear a hat. In fact, most of the time when I'm out and about, I don't really wear a hat. I usually just carry it for comfort, like if it's windy, because my hair just blows around a lot. Because I don't like to put, I don't like putting product in my hair, so I very rarely put any product in. My hair is often very easy to blow around in the breeze, so I tend to bring a hat for that kind of reason sometimes, or just to keep the sun out of my face if it's like hot and sunny. But most of the time I don't wear a hat off stream. It's just here at the workshop. Things get a bit grubby and a bit dirty, and you know, it's a workshop space rather than necessarily anything else like that. The switch does not feel great. I'm not going to use that one. It has been clipped on one side, and the pins feel a bit weird as I'm putting it in, so I'm going to go with that one. But yeah, I tend not to wear a hat in the real world. My Cloudline is currently with a friend. Who may or may not be watching. A fishy smell is interesting. Oh, that means they're a POM switch then, because POM switches have always had a bit of a smell to them. Unless they're aired out properly by the manufacturer, which they're often not. You don't have the confidence to commit to them? Interesting. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Mr. Glenn. Wasabi's a great set. I'm glad you like it. On the Loki? Nice. Nice. I was a big fan of your ALB C3 build at the weekend, Mr. Clayton. Big fan. Mel is the best mystery set picker. I'll tell her you said that. Did you ever find out what the £500 mystery thing was? The £500 mystery gift or mystery box was it was two keyboards. If I remember rightly, I might be slightly wrong on this because it's a while ago now, but it was a couple of keyboards and some keycap sets and switches and desk mats and all sorts of stuff. There was quite a lot of stuff in there, but the keyboard was a one of 3 burgundy snake R2s, which was the exclusive colourway for PT, and we never got around to putting it in stock. So there's only 3 of those boards produced in that colourway, and that customer now has one of them. Did you get to see Casa de la Colline? I did, yes, and it was lovely. Very homely. The, oh gosh, I hope you didn't entirely melt the ALBC3 board in acid after I left it in the vapor chamber of my honeymoon keyboard. Yeah, I mean, you have proved that it is a robust enough material to last that long in a vapor chamber. That switch felt like a bent pin as I put it in. I'm just going to check it. Yeah, okay. I don't like that switch. Some of these switches have been partially clipped. So for example, this one had been partially clipped and bent. So I don't know why it's had one pin removed, but it has. Science for the win. Science makes all things good, or bad. In fact, I've just found, I don't know if you can see these on stream, I've just found a lot of the clipped legs. I don't know if these have been clipped or if they've just bashed off, but these are some of the legs from the Kiki Xera switches. I wonder if the POM's just a little bit more fragile and some of these outside prongs have been snapped off because of it. Who knows? But both of the switches that felt strange inserting them have had at least one snapped off. Lube and science both make things awkward. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know it did make me feel good. Chili today for dinner was absolutely what I needed. Plenty of rice. Plenty of guacamole. Plenty of chili. Bit of fresh sour cream. Went down a treat. Some nice tortillas. Yeah, it was just what the doctor ordered today. Okay, cool. So we've now got all of our switches installed to the customer's preferred layout. Apart from the fact that they have sent the wrong switches for the bottom row. So here we go. Looks really, really nice. It's going to look really, really good themed with the keycaps and the colourway of the board. Now you will see that these switches, they want to pull slightly away from the PCB and plate. They're pulling slightly away from the PCB, sorry, as we're installing. So what I'm going to do is, as we're soldering them, I am going to be putting a little bit more force down when we're doing the first pin. So I'm going to be pushing right down, as you can see, to do the first pin on each switch, and that should help us get them all nicely seated. Just trying to figure out how much force they need. Okay. And then we'll be able to make sure that everything is neat and even. But it's looking good. I'm just going to do a quick visual check for bent pins. That's just me scanning each switch individually to check that we've got 2 pins showing through, 1 through each hole before I start soldering. Looking good so far. Yeah, so no bent pins, it's all looking nice. I think there are ceramic blends, so they could be quite brittle. Yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe they're just being jostled around a little bit too much. Okay, let me finish my coffee before it gets too cold. I really fancy that tiny one-shot dirty martini I had on Friday again. Nice, nice. I do remember you getting that, but I don't think I tried it. If I did, I don't remember trying it. That does sound good. Can we get a discount code for in-stock SW white on black ABS keycaps? Yeah, I can probably do a few quid off those. Let me have a look. Discounts. Okay, so I think I can do 5% on that, and we'll apply it to that product. SW white on black, right?
Incredible.
Why did that not find it? The search in the background for Shopify is absolutely dire. Like, it's brought back all sorts of random stuff. What's it called on the website? Let me find it on the website. So the website finds it straight away. You just literally type SW white on black ABS keycaps and it starts to come up. But in the back end of Shopify, it brings up a million other products that just happen to have white on black in the name. Even searching for the full product name, like off the listing, doesn't bring it back. It's insane how bad Shopify is. Right. Okay, I found it. If I do it in quotation marks, it finds it straight away. That's frustrating. Okay, I will set this to end at 11:30 p.m. because the bot's not active to turn it off. But there you go. You'll automatically get a 5% discount if you add that product to your cart now. So that is an automatic 5% discount on that keycap set there. Okay, right. Time to start doing some soldering, and then we'll see how far we're into the stream. Because I am setting the hard limit of 10 p.m. So we've got about half an hour left, and then I can show you the Ophanim prototype, and then we'll finish the stream off. So we might not get this built. We'll see how long the soldering takes. And now while I'm soldering, it's a good time for you guys to ask any questions. If you've ever had a question about anything that we do at PT or anything that I might be interested in, it doesn't have to be keyboard related, you can ask your questions in chat and I will do my best to answer them. Any topic is fine as long as it's stream safe and it's not something that can get me banned from Twitch for talking about. So feel free to ask away. And maybe we'll give a prize away for the best question. If someone can ask something really good, maybe we'll do a free desk mat or something. You can see I'm soldering one pin and then I'm just pushing the PCB and plate together a little bit more to make sure the switch is fully deep seated. So we're going to go through and basically solder this keyboard twice by doing this. We're going to solder just one pin. And then press it, make sure that the switch is fully inserted. You see I'm pressing quite hard just to make sure it's all fully inserted, just while we reheat that pin and make sure it's all correctly centered. And just reflow the solder and then let it set. I think I asked earlier on in the week about Thok and thought it would be better to ask in the stream how the foamy build came to be. Okay, it's a good question, yeah. So historically, when custom keyboards became a thing, everyone was chasing that clack sound. Old IBM typewriters and Selectric typewriters and everything else had that massively clacky sound to them, and that's what people were trying to replicate. So many of the early boards in the hobby were built to replicate sound, and it just happened by sheer chance because a lot of the boards weren't tuned for sound. They just happened to sound that way, and everyone liked the clacky build. It's a little bit like the Craze is quite a clacky build. It's a lovely sound profile if you like that kind of thing. And then over time, people started to experiment with different things. So some people wanted to have ultimate clack, which was kind of around 2017, 2018, when the Holy Panda was first discovered, and people going for those super loud, super clacky builds, which is kind of where my heart lies in the hobby, I think, most of the time. But then in terms of people using foam, people using sound deadening in stabilizers for a long time. So before we had modern lubricants, one of the first things that people were doing was taking parts of old sponges and putting those inside the stabilizer where the wire sits to try and dampen the sound of the stabilizer to reduce rattle. And from there, that developed into people putting foams inside the bottom cases. And they would use all sorts of materials from cardboards. This is where the original taping the bottom of your PCB came from. This would have been around 2016-ish sort of time in the hobby, I think. But people were putting things from cardboard in there to, I think Upas at Cannon Keys was quite fond of putting a material called polyfill in there, which is very much like a fibrous material that's used in a lot of cushions and things like that and pillows. So people were using that kind of stuff and using it for sound deadening, and then people started to investigate into gasket build boards. Some of the earliest boards to use gaskets were some of the first what became Keatcult, when they were called Type Machina beforehand, products, and they were playing around with all sorts of materials. We were playing around with some stuff on the Top Clack channel at the time, such as like cutting up bits of cork and trying to use that internally inside builds, and ultimately that led to people playing with more and more different types of foam. And one of the most common foams in the world is EVA type foams, and people started to realize that it cuts really nice and easily on laser cutters. So how about cutting it out so it can sit between the PCB and the plate? And then that developed to people using it underneath the PCB as well. And one of the things we noticed is using all of these kind of foams changed the noise of the build and gave you a much more creamier sound. I don't like the word creamy for it, really. I don't think it does it justice, but it gave you kind of like the experience of having much more of a thock than a clack.
Tasty.
Thank you so much, Animushki, for the 19 months of subs. Thank you so much for that. And that kind of like gave people a whole new opportunity in terms of sound to investigate. And this was kind of like as some of the bigger companies that are out there now are coming onto the scene, like Keychron, and they were trying to develop boards, and they were trying to do things for the mass market. And it came to pass that because those companies were investing into foams and things like that, the thock kind of sound profile, the creamy kind of sound profile, came with those kind of products and developed that way. So that's kind of like the history behind it. So it's relatively new still in terms of a sound profile to have that. I personally aren't a fan of it. There's a couple of keyboards I have that do have that sound profile that are okay, but I tend to prefer the old school clackiness. That's what I want from a keyboard. But yeah, it just depends what people are into and what they want. There was also some slight delvings into kind of like early EC at the time as well, right in 2016 when Norbau was starting to release some of his first products, and that kind of helped go in that direction as well. So yeah, it's all been a nice learning experience for everyone involved. But really, gasket mounted keyboards were the time when we started to investigate things other than just rubber O-rings for gaskets. And as those materials became popular, it kind of changed opportunity for sound profile across a few different ways. Hope that helps. What's the origin story of your current desk mat? This is the Busy Town desk mat. It's based on those old car mats that we used to have in the 80s and 90s that you used to put your toy cars around. And it's designed by No Style, who's a good friend of mine. And we've actually got more of these coming in some new colorways as well, which I'm pretty excited for. So yeah, that's where that came from. There's been a couple of rounds of it now over the years. Plastic Bit says, yo, hey man, good to see us. Thank you for being here. Is that an Amiga Steam listener? It is, yes. It's my daily watch at the moment. Mainly because I've been away. Normally I wear one of the Swatch Amiga Speedmasters, but I was away, and I like to wear this as a travel watch. So it has just remained on my wrist from there. Band-Aid plasters. So Band-Aid mod. So originally, before Band-Aids, people used to use hockey tape, like grip tape from a hockey stick, and put that underneath the stabilizers. The idea was that old school stabilizers were really terrible. You didn't have many choices on the market to begin with, and most of the time it was cherry stabilizers, and they were fine. But we didn't have lubricants and stuff like we have now, and certainly not as lube pens. So what happened was people would put, as I mentioned before, bits of foam and stuff inside them. But then they also started to put Band-Aids underneath them to stop that mushiness of the bottom out, because you used to have to clip those stabilizers, which you don't have to do on modern ones anymore. And what that meant was that it also gave a place for early lubricants, which were a lot more fluid. Some of the 3204 was one of the early lubricants I remember trying. It was quite liquidy, and the Band-Aid used to soak up some of that, so it didn't run through the PCB, and it kind of kept it in place and kept reapplying it to the bottom of the stabilizer almost. So yeah, that was kind of like a relatively early-ish mod, I think. But the way we can tune stabilizers now is significantly better. What's the most overrated thing in the keyboard hobby that no one wants to admit? Oof. The most overrated thing in the keyboard hobby that no one wants to admit. I think the biggest thing is that no matter how much you're spending on a board, you're talking about, you know, marginal improvements over anything that's at a cheaper price point. And a lot of the time you are paying for exclusivity of having a product that is less frequently available or manufactured in lesser numbers than something that's on the cheaper end. I think that's what people forget sometimes as well. Like, part of the reason why some boards are so expensive is because you're buying into the exclusivity of that board. So I think that's probably the most overlooked thing. Why is it so expensive? Well, because it's exclusive. That breeds cost control. EG65 filled with fiberglass house insulation. I mean, polyfill is a little bit like that in terms of how it looks. I've never used house insulation, but you know, it's often too thick. But you can use all sorts of things for sound dampening in keyboards. People have tried everything over the years. Is that leaded or unleaded? It is leaded solder. I do not use unleaded solder. I think it's a lot more difficult to work with. It's a lot less forgiving, and with leaded solder you're not getting the lead to a temperature that's actually going to aerolicize the lead itself, so there's no dangers of breathing it in. Sure, the Royston core is not great to breathe in, but yeah, I'm not worried about lead fumes. We're not soldering at, you know, 450 degrees or anything. Lubing the switch poles for that moist sound profile. One of the other really untalked about mods is that people used to have these tiny ball bearings before long pole switches existed, that they would drop inside the where the pole sits on the housing, so it would give this larger clack sound to the switches. And that was done for a couple of years. These tiny little ball bearings, you used to pop one in each switch, put a little bit of lubricant on it. It was a really common mod for a while, and now you can try and find that on, you know, any news outlet or channel, YouTube or otherwise, and you can't find that mod anymore. But it was existed for a while. And I still have some boards that are built that way. I have an old LZ CLS that's built like that. Thank you for the information on how it came to be. It's fascinating for me. No worries. Thanks for the reminder to take mine out of the safe. Nice. I forgot to comment on your Amiga. I was too scared to flop about in London with one of mine on display. I mean, you know, you only live once, super hands. You only live once. I'm just glad I wasn't an embarrassment to be around. I feel like I was, and everyone's too polite to tell me, but I am incredibly uncharming when I've had too many to drink. You probably have answered this 100 times, but do you lube switches with a lube pen too? I think it's hard getting the right amount with lube pen. Yeah, I use the lube pens. I put it away now, but I use the Omnitype ones. We've got a restock of these coming. I think they're much easier to use than anything else. They just take a little bit of practice to get used to, that's all. You were an utter delight, sir. You were a tad overwhelmed by the evening, so it's quieter than normal. You seem to have a good time. An utter delight. Breaking glasses and, yeah, sharing life stories is probably not... You're just being polite now, but yeah. I had a great time. I just imagine I annoyed everyone else. Apologies all round. I was actually having a conversation with Chris about this last night, because I'm very, very self-critical, and I took a photo of three of us whilst we were out, and I remember looking back at the photo, and there's nothing wrong with the photograph. It's taken at a train station, and I was a little bit hungover, but it was later on in the day when I'd kind of like mostly recovered, and I just remember looking at it and thinking, like, I thought, oh, Chris and Nick, the two people in the picture, look amazing in this photograph, and I just look like a hobo that shouldn't be part of this picture, and you have shit hair and you're fat, and I'm so self-critical when it comes to things like that. So we were having a conversation about how you need to try and reframe that last night in the hotel, because I do struggle with that. I do. Self-image is a difficult one to manage sometimes. Okay. Getting there with the soldering now. Conscious of time because we don't have long left to finish this build. I don't want to rush it for the customer. So I think what we'll do is we'll finish the soldering, and then we'll do another stream midweek, maybe on Thursday, where we'll finish this off for the customer, and we'll test the PCB and make sure everything's working, and we'll install the keycaps on that stream there. So almost finished them. The photo of you in the bar is lovely. Contradicts what you may say about the other photo. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you. I will take the compliment, but please know deep down that I am challenging your worldview and perspective. I hope I hit on the Saturday morning a bit better than I expected to about how poorly I was feeling and how utterly dour my mood was. I tried to be as effervescent as I could be, but I think I struggled. Okay, I'm just going to come back and solve the second switch on each of the bottom row now, and then we'll go back and do the top two rows the same. Switching gears, what's your opinions on 3D printed, print-in-place articulated designs? I freaking love 3D printed, print-in-place articulated designs. You can do so many things with them. We can do some little flexi rexes. I don't have any here, but I do have some little 3D printed spiders, which are quite cool. I hide these around the workshop quite often. But you can do all sorts from like little animal designs. I've done some flexible print-in-place octopuses before. You can even do parts of the anatomy. I've heard. I've not dabbled with that much myself, but you can even do like limbs and things like that, or things that are the size of limbs as well, I've heard. So yeah, 3D printing place stuff is really cool. Really, really cool. You can even do engines and parts like that. Casio F91W is the only watch I'd wear in London. Don't even risk Seiko 5s now. I mean, like, the thing is, you only live once, right? So if you have something that you are proud of and want to show off and, you know, feel comfortable wearing, you know, I think people should wear it. I try not to worry about things like that. I know people get stopped, but people have their phones stolen every day in London. That doesn't mean say you're not going to carry your phone around with you. You know, like, and you can insure these things as well. And sure, it's not a great experience when things happen that negative, but you know, I don't want to live my life in fear of things. So yeah, I will absolutely wear the watches that I want to wear, and you know, the clothes that I want to wear. I was saying that I get self-critical about the clothes. I got a lovely pink jacket the other week, and I was wearing it this morning with this t-shirt and some jeans to walk to the train station, and I felt like I looked all right. I felt well put together. I was wearing like something. It's a very, very bright pink jacket. It's like a fuchsia color, but I don't know. Like, I was with a friend, and I was worried that they might think it was too flamboyant and too outlandish. So. But I try not to think like that. Or I'm very conscious that, Jay, you're thinking like that again. Try and get your head out of your ass. They're not actually worried about what you're wearing. Stop being the idiot, basically. But it's hard sometimes. It is hard. Okay. Just got the F row to go now. Possible discount code on the SW Wild keycaps set. Unfortunately, I can't put a discount on the SW Wild keycaps. They are already at a price point that means we're losing money on them. So that is one of the few things that I can't give a discount on, I'm afraid. But there is the SW White and Black set that has a discount on it. When you look at the sheer amount of keys that are in the SW Wild set for the price of the point that it's at, it is unbelievably real and fair. It's such a good set for the price point. You can almost kit out 2 full keyboards with it. And the quality is unbelievable as well. Carry it in your hand, you don't want to break it. You love print in place. Print in place is cool. It really is cool. Very good of Super Hands doing that. Is it just me that goes on, if something does anything to me, I'm so ready, LFGO? I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I would defend myself if I had to, and I would defend any one of the people that I was out with on Friday or Saturday if anything like that happened. So yeah, I don't live for that, but I'm not a flight type of person in those situations. I have discovered in the past. Lived in London my whole life and never been robbed, so it doesn't happen as much as you might think. Yeah, I understand why people are worried about it, and it's not a nice experience to go through, but I don't want to live my life in fear. Like, if I want to wear something, I will wear it. And do you know what? You can always put a shirt down or cover it up or whatever. You don't have to wear short sleeves. If you had to associate different keyboard users, 40%, 6% each, with a type of coffee, which would it be? That's a great question. So 40% users are absolutely going to be the lightest of light roast coffees. They're going to be using some... They're going to be using some sort of drip coffee, so I'm thinking something like an AeroPress, but they're always going to do it in the inverted method because of course they are. That's just what they're going to do. And that's what I imagine they would be, a really ultra light, aromatic, airy, almost like a tea kind of taste. I think that's what they'd be going for. 60% users are going to be the realest of the reals. They're going to want a medium roast. They're going to want something that's really nice and chocolatey, probably as an espresso drink. Maybe they're going to have it as an Americano or a flat white. I think TKL users are going to be more on the. TKL users are going to be one of two things. They're either going to be pure espresso and nothing else. They're just going to be espresso, and that's it. They're just double shot of espresso, and that's it. Or they're going to be latte people. They're going to be, long, tall, milky drinks. That's what they're going to be. And full sizes users are going to be decaf. They're going to be so normie they think they're decaf. Yeah, that would be my answer to that. HE uses a super sugary sweet Starbucks caramel macchiato with extra sip. Absolutely. I couldn't even drink that. I couldn't even drink it. 100% users just want a solid cup of brown water. I should not have ordered a whole bottle of wine. I could just go for a glass of wine right now. 40% is instant. Something wrong with them. What about 75% of Alice board users? No comment. No comment. Okay, so we finished our soldering and the board is looking good. I'll give the PCB a wipe down off stream with some isopropyl to keep it all nice and tidy, but the soldering is all looking neat. It's all looking good. We've not got anything that looks out of place and no cold solder joints. Everything is looking nice. So, thank you very much for 35 months of subs and for liking up the pink rocket ship. I thoroughly appreciate you. That's it for the customer build today. We will finish this up on stream during the week. I think it's probably going to be Thursday when we'll do that. What we'll do now for the last 15 minutes or so of the stream is I'm going to put this to one side. I'll go grab the Ophanim prototype and we'll take a look at that. I'll be back in about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Okay, so here we have the prototype. I'm just going to zoom out a touch. There we go. Filled with wine. Little bath with some wine. That sounds like a great evening, dude. Do it. Absolutely go for it. Okay, so this is the Ophanim. I don't know how I'm pronouncing it. Ophanim keyboard. It does come in this nice carry case from STR. Machining and CNC manufacturer. It's got a handle on the back. Very nice. Listening to the colourway, I'm sticking between the pink, purple, orange, and one. Fair. There's a lot of choice there. A little bath, a little wine, a little one-on-one with your print-in-place friend. Fair enough. Bath filled with wine. That's a bit too much wine. If the wine is too much, just lighten it up off a bit. You can add an ice cube as well as if your fridge has them. The number of cultures where you don't have a lot of syrups, but you do have wine, so it's your flavouring. Fair. Okay, so this is the carry case. And then inside, we have all of the usual parts. So we have some bump-ons, gaskets, that kind of stuff. We have our plate options. And for plates, I have, that feels like carbon fibre. Yeah, carbon fibre plate. We have an aluminium plate. Pretty sure that's aluminium. Yep, aluminium. We have smoked polycarbonate. Nice and flexible. We have a PEI. And we have, this feels like a polypropylene. It's slightly more flexible than POM, so yeah, polypropylene. There are different mount types for some of the different materials, so you might have noticed that there are some different mounting methodologies here. If I show you, those two are the same, but then this one is a little bit different and it has more of a leaf spring design. So it will be interesting to play around with those. As well as that, we also have our PCB. Take a look at this. This should be on build stream. There's the PCB with the cool mecha design and the little frames to snap off as well. This is the hot swap version, and it does ISO as well, which is great. Let's just catch up with chat. So tempted to pick up 2 Offenheims as I can't decide on one colourway. Nice. The green version would look great with Dino Jungle. It would. Totally cold to this. What is it? It's a keyboard. Kind of want the pink one though. Yeah, pink is always good. Pink is always good. How are you, Jay? I'm good, man. Thanks for being here, dude. Pink, purple, and raw are just hot. display. Yes. Yeah. One of the colours is flesh. Yeah. Brian always does nice PCB designs. He does, yeah. It always works out nicely. And it is a beautiful looking PCB. The blue is just outstanding. So, yeah. And then in terms of the board itself, I can't remember which colourway. I did have a look at this the other day. I can't remember which colourway I have. But I'm excited to build this up. Unfortunately, it won't be ready in time for the meetup next week. But there we go. We have the Winky version. It's got the lovely sparkle black finish to it, as you can see inside the packaging. A lovely brass through weight. Super great chunky text on the bottom. A really nice brass weight. Super clean, simple lines. I love this groove at the back here, this long groove that runs into the USB port. Really, really nice, really tasty. Great looking side profile as well. I'm not sure if there's a copper option for the weights, I'm not sure. This is the opening. Yes, it's absolutely lovely. Just such a beautiful classic design. Let's open up the case. White one with mutagen looks super cool. Yeah, they all look really good. Look how that sparkle works though. Look at it, the big Bion logo, the wedged internal design. Sleek little bevel here. You can see that little hip just peeking through coating. Just adds that nice shade texture to it. The fact that the sides are sloped here slightly, and they've got a slight bit of curvature to them as well. Super nice angle on the rear piece. That stepped design here. There's a load of detail in here. Look, like it's got just so much detail. There's like curves on curves on curves in here. It's just super, super nice. The hip runs all the way around. You've got this front lip. You can see here, this front lip bells into the bottom. It just looks so good all the way across. This kind of blue sparkling, this black is so nice as well. It's really pretty. Look how sparkly that is. Look at how much light reflection you get on it. And you get that on all of the parts of the case as well. It's just insanely cool. There we go. Oh, Bol's in the chat. Hey Bol, I hope you're doing well, dude. Let's catch up with the chat. Where did we get to? Endgame keys for you. Nice. Albie, are you bringing boards to meet, Jay? Albie, I genuinely don't know at the minute. I know you've sent me a message. I know I owe your response. I need to figure out what we're doing because I'm coming down and back in the day. I can't bring a ton with me, and I might have 3 or 4 boards. But I won't have stock to sell. I just don't have the. I'm not in a position to be able to do that kind of stuff by the weekend, unfortunately. So it will be just a case of I'll bring a lot of stickers and stuff like that down, and maybe 3 or 4 keyboards as well. A wing keyless 65% is a bit more niche than for a 65%, right? I've not seen a lot of 65% actual wing keyless. Correct, yeah. So you often see the 65% blocker, but to have another blocker on the other side is kind of unusual. There are boards that have done it, but it's not particularly prominent, yeah. Anonymous Biker, hey man, I hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for being here. The white one with mutagen looks super cool. It does, yeah. Until they make a Snorlax themed keyboard and keycaps, yeah. For Memento, I think you may have seen a Winkeyless 65 once before, but no idea what board it was. It was definitely wasn't an Open Him, as this was a while ago. There's been a few. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I have had some in the past that have done this. It's not brand new, but it's quite rare. It's all good. Most people are bringing 3 boards. Nice. Could local people bring PT boards to put on the display for you, maybe? Like, I can take some. I have like a flight case that I can fit 5 or 6 keyboards in, but it's just a prep thing. Like, it's a really busy week for us, and because it's just me that's going, the rest of the team just couldn't make it, and we didn't even know until last week that any of us were going. I've only decided to go because I feel like I should. but I have to do it in one day, which is the really hard part. I can't go down on the Friday night because I have other commitments, and I have to be back because Sunday morning we have another commitment, so I have to be back on Saturday night. It's just one of those weird timing things. We'll figure it out. Bower Light, yes, the Bower Light did it. Yes, absolutely, yeah. You are absolutely correct. I think the original Bower did it as well, to be fair. But there was a board that did it before that was actually designed by Keep Cuties in the UK before it became called the Bower Blocker. But they did it on a 75%. I think they worked on that with James AKB as well, I need to remember. But yeah. So it's a very interesting louvers for a certain orange team at work last week. I forgot to send you some pictures. Oh, interesting, Mr. Biker. Interesting. But yeah, I'm really excited to build this. I think it looks stunning. This is a board that is crying out for GMK Cosmos, I think. So we might have to go liberate that from the other keyboard that it's on when we do get this on stream. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for that. Right, okay. I am conscious of time. I did say I was going to finish the stream before 10 o'clock. I am going to keep to that promise. Don't forget you can get a 5% discount on SW White on Black ABS keycaps until later on tonight. But I do have to make a move now, unfortunately, and get home. I have a long drive in the morning for an appointment I have to be at, so I'm going to go do that. And then I'll be back at the workshop tomorrow from about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, depending on when I get back, with Mel packing and shipping all of the in-stock orders. Cosmos is only fun if you put all the keys back in the tub. That's true. It'll take forever to do it, though. Shaded could look good. Yeah, shaded look nice. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching, guys. Get some rest, champ. Thanks for streaming. I'm all right. I need a little bit of sleep, but I'm good. I'm not as bad as I was yesterday. I'm back to my my happy chappy self. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every last one of you. I'm really sorry this is not a longer stream. I will do a stream during the week to make up for it, and then we'll be back next week with a full-length stream, finishing off whatever, and maybe building this, or maybe building the TGR, or whatever we need to do. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who spent the weekend with me. I love and appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you all again soon. Come and chat on Discord, keep up to date with us on Instagram, do all the things, click the button, do the thing. Yeah, I'll see you guys again soon. All right, take care, and thank you very much to Kaz Online for the sub 4-month streak. Thank you so much.
Tasty.
See ya.